Pretty Nerdz. 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 Pretty Nerdz.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Pretty Nerdz podcast. This is your girl Falan DeAnn.
And this is your girl Nay.
Okay, Happy New Year!
Yay!
So, how did you spend your New Year?
I didn't really do anything. I meditated and lit some sage and wished myself a happy New Year and then went to sleep. Listen, when you get old, baby.
Listen.
What about yourself?
I didn't even make it to the New Year. I'm just gonna be honest. We actually went to Florida just to get away, and we went to SeaWorld, and I was done. Like, after I came back to the room, took a shower, I was like, that was it for me. So I think I went to bed at like 10:30, and I was trying to stay up, but that was about it. But I don't know. Hopefully, as peaceful as that body in the year, be peaceful all this year, but we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully all good things will happen. So we shall see. All right. So first episode of the new year. Same format, nothing new around these blocks. We're going to kick off with our hot topics for the week. I guess we can start with like the good stuff. Nikki, she showed off her baby. Obviously, congrats to her she had her baby really late in the towards the end of 2020, and then like for like her throwback through the I guess whatever that little thing that everybody was posting, their little highlights for 2020. She posted his baby picture. Super cute baby, fat, chubby cheeks, cutie pie.
He really is. I was like, oh my gosh. He looks so much like her. Such a little cutie.
Yes, absolutely. Trying to see, out of all of these things that we wrote, there was anything positive aside from that. No, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Other quick hitters, not so positive, but we did lose Eric Jerome Dickey. He did pass away. So rest in peace to him, and condolences to his family and friends.
Definitely. And he's a Memphian, so
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sad to see.
So sad.
Obviously. Also, in that kind of staying in that realm or whatnot of, in my opinion, sad news. So we have seen, or we've heard about the new strands of COVID that were popping up through Europe and South Africa. Those now have both been reported here in the United States. There was a case in Colorado of the strand that was prevalent in the UK that has presented itself in Colorado, and then the one that I guess is prevalent in South Africa has presented itself in Georgia. So it's like we can't win for lose with this COVID thing.
Listen, and I'm like, I guess of course we don't have the records, or maybe I need to actually look at it. I'm like, damn, did they feel this way with the flu? You know, when it first presented itself, like, fuck. Because it's like, I don't know. Like, I can understand people being over it because it's so freaking depressing. Like, but then at the same time, you like, I still got to keep my guard up, even though, like, I'm just fucking tired of this.
Exactly. It's like we don't really. Seems like every time we think we're gonna have an end to it or some type of something, here we go with something else. You know.
Yeah. And that's what's just like the relief. Like, I can understand, like, okay, we're going to always social distance. We're going to always have to wear our masks, but it's just like people being sick and dying. It's just like, can we just get over that part? Like the mask wearing and social distance, for me, that's easy, you know?
Right.
Yeah, but I would say though, like, it's so weird to see people not social distance, because when we were like even going through SeaWorld, it was a lady that was behind us and the SeaWorld employee had to tell her like, hey, you need to step back. It's like, bro, move.
And it'd be so simple. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of these stores or different places have made it so simple. They put the little bubbles down on the ground for you so you know kind of the space that you need to take or step back from people. So I don't know, it's just weird to see people not follow simple shit.
Yeah. And that's the same way it was at SeaWorld. Like they had like little the little line stickers on the ground, like, okay, you should be here. Then you know when you should go up next and all of this stuff. So I'm like, why are you having a hard time processing what you're supposed to be doing? But for the most part, I will say it's a little different in Florida, because when I say they open, baby, they open.
Oh.
I personally wasn't expecting it, but I was like, okay, Florida. You know, I was expecting y'all to be a little open, but I ain't expect y'all to be this open. But they open.
So they operating at like full capacities and all of that?
Pretty much. Like we didn't go to Universal Studios because they were saying like they were at like full capacity. Disney World was at full capacity, and they were like saying that it was packed. That it was a lot of people. I wasn't expecting even that many people at SeaWorld. I'm like, you know, it shouldn't be that bad. Shh. It was bad.
Wow. I am surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. I figured with like theme parks and things like that, I knew they would be open, but like I figured they would be operating at a, you know, a smaller capacity, maybe like 50%. You know, I didn't expect it to be like full business as usual type deal.
And I don't, like I said, I don't know if maybe that was them being at like 50 or 70%, because I'm like, bro, it was packed. Like, excuse me, let me get through here packed. And like maybe we should have bought fast passes to get on the rides. Like even the exhibits, like the killer whale and all that stuff, like it was a lot of people. And then even within they had like, you know, you skip a row and all this stuff. People didn't want to adhere to that and all it. It was just, it was different.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess we just gotta deal, you know.
Yeah.
That's all you can say at this point, because we can't stay inside forever. We have to figure out ways to kind of deal with things. So we have to be as safe as we can be while we're out. And that's all we can do, you know.
And I think it comes down to like, you know, how you saying we can't be inside forever, which is true. But it would make it better if people actually listen to the experts. You know what I'm saying? Not Donald Trump. He's not an expert in any fucking thing other than being a moron. But like actually listen to science and saying, listen, stay 6 feet away, because people like, well, if we stay 6 feet away, what's the point of wearing a mask? All of these are precautions just in case.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you take these steps, then okay, this would decrease your likelihood of contacting the virus.
Or spreading it.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, and I even saw like this, I don't know if you saw the article, but like these people stormed a store in like LA or something like that with no mask on. I was like, y'all fucking weird.
Listen, telling you, I seen something where they said people just generally don't give a fuck unless it has affected them. You know what I mean? Like immediately affected them. And to me, that's really sad if you live your life like that, like with no compassion for the rest of us human beings. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it just, you shouldn't have to have be immediately affected by it to understand the magnitude of it and just show some humanity for other people.
Definitely. We'll see what's gonna, I guess, what transpires in what the next couple of months when I guess more people get the vaccine, which America has done a shitty job as usual with even
that.
giving it out. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, while we're dealing with that, and then with these new strands, seeing how that's going to come into play, because obviously the vaccine, they don't know if it's even gonna, you know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
it's gonna even have any effects on these new strands with that, because this is specifically for the COVID strand that we've been fighting. So, like, we don't know what the hell's coming next, to be honest. So, we just gotta tune in and wait and see.
For the best. And I will say, I know we didn't have this as a topic, but I did just look with the Georgia Senate race. Yeah, it's looking very, I guess, close, but it's showing like the Democrats are in the lead.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm shocked. I did not think that I had hope, but I didn't think that it was gonna carry over. Just because, like, if you go back to the presidential race, when they when you go back to when we are like watching that whole thing, because that's when the initial race took place, it wasn't close.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the reason that they had to do the runoff is because nobody reached because I think in Georgia you have to at least get 50% in order for them to declare you the winner. And so that's why they end up having to have this runoff in both of those races, because nobody reached the 50%. But the Republicans were in the lead pretty heavily over the other two, over the two Democrats. But I'm guessing with all the things that have transpired, people in Georgia knowing what's at risk, people seeing this whole situation where you literally have idiots who have been elected to Congress saying that they are going to be voting against the electoral college, be voting against what the people voted for, and saying they're not going to accept the election results and accept Joe Biden as there's so much riding on this Senate race, basically.
Yeah.
So I guess the people in Georgia was like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and get up out here and do what we need to do. So,
Yeah. Which is, I don't know, for the life of me, I don't know. I just don't understand I can't find the right word. I guess I don't know if it's the necessity to win or why you can't accept defeat. Be like, okay, you lost. Like, what's the big deal about losing the presidential other than you lost? Like, I wouldn't go as far to be criminal in my intent to try to overturn the election. Like, I guess that's my issue that I'm having with it. Be like, what's up? The reason why you don't want to lose or accept that you have lost, because at this point it's no ifs, ands, but you fucking lost. Like, you lost the popular vote twice, and now you're skating in criminal territory with asking the Secretary of State of Georgia to find 11,700 odd votes. So it's like, what are you really running from?
a whole mess. That's all I'm saying. We are in for a whole mess. Hopefully this Georgia race pans out and, we can just get move beyond this shit and get to January 20th. Can't come soon enough, man. We shall see.
And I don't know. And I think that kind of shot the Republicans in the foot, especially I think with the David Perdue guy. Kelly, I don't know. I thought their races would have been that her and Raph are kind of close, but she seems like so out of touch. So out of touch.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Agreed. So moving on from that whole aspect, I did see where Dr. Dre, he has reportedly suffered from a brain aneurysm and is currently in intensive care. So prayers up for him and his family. Hopefully everything pans out. and he does come out of the situation okay. They haven't really been any heavy reports, because I think that literally just came across my feed. So hopefully, crossing our fingers that all things turn out well with that, because we don't need any other bad news.
Not right now. Not on the 4th.
No, I mean we barely into the year, man, and we've already seen a bunch of shit across the timeline, so we don't need to see that come across. Also, in kind of sucky news as well, we saw in the Jacob Blake case that prosecutors have decided not to press any charges against the officer for shooting him multiple times in the back. Obviously, well, at least in my opinion, obviously, they also voted not to put any charges against Jacob Blake. Essentially, it's just another one of those instances where it's like, really, this point is just frustrating.
Yeah. And I think that adds to, I know, like the Ahmaud Arbery, the people that killed him don't want him to be, or I guess allegedly killed him, is the best thing to say. Don't want him to be called a victim. It's like, what else do you call him?
Exactly.
He ain't do nothing to you.
Exactly.
And it wasn't even your fucking house. So even if he was breaking in, it's not your house. Like, y'all are weird as fuck. And be like, if the tables were turned and this was your son, and I hate making that analogy because it shouldn't take all of that, you would want him to be seen as a fucking victim. Like, get this shit out of here and find out. Like, it just makes me fucking mad.
Yeah, it's definitely been tough. I mean, and this comes on the heels of, it was announced that there will be no charges against the officers who killed Tamir Rice. So it's like one hit after the other, with these different cases. But I will say, I think in that Ahmaud Arbery case, there's so much evidence and shit that was caught on camera. Like, for them, I don't, if they're able to get out of that unscathed or without any type of like charges or anything like that, then like it would be beyond me, because like the type of evidence that the prosecution has against them is you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's flooring. So if they are able to skate out of that charge in any shape or form, then that's gonna be, I'm gonna expect an outpour in the street. Like we can expect it then. If they're able to skate in any shape or form with the type of evidence against them, then y'all better. I'm gonna expect to see outpouring in the streets after that one.
Yeah, I definitely was like just looking at the case. I'm like, what the? I don't know. I just don't understand people need to even do shit like that. And even with the guy that was like, "Oh, I wasn't involved." Yeah, you were fucking involved. Stop fucking lying.
Exactly. Like they got your ass on video. Like, you know what I mean? Like we saw it. We saw it on the fucking body camera.
Right.
Like the fuck.
Bro, you were there. Fuck.
Oh, telling you, the
Yeah.
audacity of that man is what got me. But let me see what other things do we have. Another quick hitter. The Grammys have decided to postpone this year. It was supposed to they normally take place in February. I'm assuming they'll probably be pushing back to sometime during the summer. The decision obviously falls on the fact that the cases in LA, where they normally take place, it has skyrocketed through the roof. So, I mean, makes sense. I don't understand why they actually want to do it in person, any in-person event anyway. Yeah. Like, just do like all the rest of the award shows have been doing, and just do the shit virtually if you must do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I didn't understand. I'm like, so y'all gonna link up for the Grammys though? But okay. Rich people party different. Yeah.
We've seen that. We have seen that. They out here living way different than us when it comes to this coronavirus situation. But hey, it's their lives. It's that simple. Yes. They have accesses to different things that we do not have access to. So unfortunately, we do not have I would say, the privilege of taking those type of risks.
Did you see Diddy's whole little kickback though, where he's talking about he was canceling the party? I'm like, Diddy, that's still a party though.
Listen, I girl. I was just thinking to myself, sir, now listen, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere, you clearly had a party, but you just didn't want it to seem like you had but bruh, it was a party. We not stupid. But I guess I can appreciate in a sense that he tried to keep it as low key as he could, in a sense, like he wasn't like mad posting crazy about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was other people who were kind of showing it off, but he tried to keep it as low key as he could. He wasn't like flaunting it all over the internet and shit like that. So I can appreciate that, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. So I guess we can jump into some of the mess that is going on. Oh, one other quick hitter that I saw that, of course, was interesting to me. Mr. Aubrey Graham Drake out here yacht lifing it up, then brought himself a yacht. Boy, I'm telling you, he on some rich man situation over there. I'm like, okay, I see you, Aubrey. Go ahead and buy these properties and things for me. I appreciate it.
Listen, I just want a weekend on it, like I don't need even the whole weekend. Just give me 2 days.
Listen, I got you, man.
Were you feeling the haircut though? That little heart thing? I'm sorry.
Well, because that's part of the whole rollout. So
yeah.
I'm hoping that once the rollout is done, that he just goes back to his regular. If he gonna keep his little fade with the waves, you know how I feel though. I really wish he would go back to. I am team curls, so I wish he would go back to like 2010. Take care, Drake, with the curls. That was an era, baby. But he on a different vibe right now. It's all good. I got y'all though. When I meet him, I'm telling you, I'm pushing him to get some curls. But anywho, also kind of in silly news, The Weeknd.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Listen, every time I be like, I don't want to, be like this boy on drugs, but this boy on drugs.
Yeah. He definitely seemed like he hitting them drugs hard again. So I don't really know what to say.
Bro, you did a whole video like, oh yeah, okay.
I am wondering though, like with his face, like, is it just makeup or did he really do that to his face?
Yeah. Because I was like, I saw the video, but they was like, I also saw that he uploaded a selfie the same way. And I was like, well, maybe, it's an update. I mean, just like a little selfie from the video shoot, but we're going to see.
Yeah, because I'm like, but it is what it is. I'm with you. Them drugs they definitely must be hitting pretty hard right now because he on a different vibe. But yeah, I wonder, like with him as well, like we haven't really seen, in my opinion, his best eras was like right in the beginning when he first came out, like 2010-ish, things like that. But this shit lately, he's been like, yeah.
It's been weird. Like some of his music, the music has still been, it's been okay, but it's just the weirdness for me that's more than usual. It's just like, don't do that.
Yeah, the antics have been different. Staying in the music realm, Kamiyah, she is a rapper from the Bay, for those of y'all who don't know. She did an interview with No Jumper, which, I have my qualms about that. But nonetheless, she did an interview with Adam 22 of No Jumper, where she talks about female rap unity and basically how it's essentially fake, and also that there is a double standard when it comes to, you know, male and female rappers. With male rappers, and we've talked about this multiple times here on the show, with male rappers, it's almost encouraged for them to kind of be in competition, do battles, have beat. Like it's, you know, when it comes to male rappers, they fully acknowledge that rap is a sport, is braggadocious. And like I said, they encourage people to go at each other lyrically with no issues, no nothing, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But when it comes to female rappers, it's like this, I don't know, all of a sudden they've come up with rules. And one of the rules is that if you are a female and you rap, then you all must get along because you're a female who raps. I don't like, you can't be like the males. You can't, you know, get into lyrical battles. You can't not dislike another female rapper. You can't, you know what I mean? Like, there's all these different rules. If you are competitive as a female, if you or go at each other lyrically, whatever like that, or if you just don't get along, period, then you're considered a hater or this, that, and the other. And I gotta say, she was completely 100% right in everything that she said.
I definitely agree. I'm like you, I don't like the show, but I definitely agree with her. And it takes me back to like the Love and Basketball scene where she was saying the men get a pat on the back for being aggressive, but in women it's told to be ladylike. And I think that's the same thing in the rap game. It's like, oh, you can't beef with her, or you gotta like her because it's another female rapper. And it's like, no, we not gonna fucking click. It's two different people. We don't have to click. We don't have to all collaborate. We don't have to all be on the same song to show that, you know, it's women power or whatever. I mean, it's a given. People are different. Women are different. Everybody has their own lane. And shit, just to be honest, I'm like, hell, me and hip hop beef that led to fucking murder.
Ooh,
And y'all out here tripped about women hip hop beef where they just going back and forth at at each other's neck or they fashion or whatever. Y'all literally murder people over beef.
Yeah.
But you want women to be this whole kumbaya, let's hold hands and do this shit together. No, it's rap. If I'm not vibing with you, shit, I'm not fucking vibing with you. Fuck you.
Exactly. And it's 100% okay. And like, that's the space that I would like to see them get to and acknowledge. Like, I'm sick of the ones who put up this front of unity, of, ooh, kumbaya, we all get along, or let me, you know what I mean? Because let's be honest, they all do not get along.
Yeah.
A lot of them, if they do records together, it's just because it makes good business sense to do a record together, just like with male rappers. But that doesn't mean that they're friends. It doesn't mean, you know what I mean? Like, all people who collaborate aren't friends, or, you know what I mean? They just collaborate because it makes good business sense to do so. But I'm with you. I would really like to see in 2021 for female rappers for it to become like an okay thing for a female rapper to just be a rapper. You know what I mean? To be, if she want to be lyrical, if she want to go at other rappers, if she want to be competitive, if she want to be braggadocious, let her do that, because she's a rapper just like any other rapper and is entitled to do that. Rap is a sport, period. Understand that. And for those of y'all, if y'all are new rapper fans who listen, just started listening, if you're young, whatever, do your rap, do your rap facts, and, do some rap research, and understand that since rap was brought to the forefront, it's been a sport. It's been competitive. You know what I mean? Some of the best rap careers were started off of rap beef. You know what I mean? We got Salt and Pepper because of an answer to the show. Like, so come on. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
Let me see what else we got here. In other rapper news, they're talking about Kanye West and Kim Kardashian are officially done. We've heard this a few times. This rumor kind of be floated around a few times, but for some reason, I guess after kind of all of like the antics and things with Kanye and how Kim really didn't seem to like, she's obviously like put statements out or whatever afterwards, but like how they just seem to be moving fairly separately. And then the report started to amp up that they've been separated for and living in different homes for about a year now. Nonetheless, now it's being reported yet again that they are donezo and headed for a split, and that we should be seeing a divorce coming up. Again, this rumor kind of pops up so often that I feel like you can just kind of take it with a grain of salt. So who knows with these two, but I don't know. I mean, it could be fairly possible that she kind of is sick of Kanye's antics. You know?
Listen, I don't fucking blame her. Will never blame her for being like, I gotta fucking go. Like, girl, get your child support and your coins and move along, because they're right there. I don't even see, to be honest. I know people talk about her. She not my favorite either. I don't see how she stuck around it fucking long though. But like, I just can't.
You and me both. So you and me both. Okay. I would have been like, the moment if I'm with you and I'm trying to do everything in my power to help you through this serious medical condition, and you just on all, you know what I mean, like in all ends, you like ducking me and ducking help. Shit, look, at that point, then I have to go into conservation mode of protecting myself, my family, and everything else, in figuring out, okay, what do we have to do to separate from your ass? Because you're a problem.
And even the way that he talked about North in his tweets, man, like that right there, if I ain't even pack up for myself, I gotta go.
Exactly. So we shall see though, again, because like I said, this rumor pops up so freaking often with them. I feel like ever since they've been married, we've seen this rumor kind of pop up of them headed for divorce, or they're going to get divorced, and they haven't divorced yet. But I don't know. We shall see.
Yeah.
Sticking in ain't shit rappers in that sense, Fabulous in his post to Emily B.
Yeah.
Oh, child. I'm unpacking that whole thing. I guess my takeaway, in all honesty, the only takeaway that I really got from it was some of y'all is impressed by the bare fucking minimum. and y'all can't tell me no fucking.
Listen. I saw a post where they was like, somebody was like, the bar is literally in hell. Like, listen, and I'm like, sis, the bar is below hell at this point. If there's a step below, that's what a bar y'all have stated. And I'm like, I don't know. I guess I don't get why people wasn't impressed. And then like his tweets after was like, people change and blah, blah, blah. Boy, shut your ass up.
Like, we ain't even 2 years. Are we even 2 years removed from when he tried to knock her teeth out, or when he knocked her teeth out?
Maybe.
Like,
maybe.
Shit. I don't know how much changing in the world there is.
Right. Ain't you tried to fight my daddy?
Child, listen. I mean, again, I guess I can't speak to somebody. Obviously, we can't speak to somebody else's situation, and if we ain't never been in it, but I just can't imagine being in that much love to wanna ever stay with a man that has physically assaulted me, like, and not just like a regular, like that man knocked her teeth out. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Listen. Dad, you knocked my teeth out, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't your first incident. You tried to fight my daddy. It was all on camera. The kids was out there. And you just now started claiming me because she was crying on Love and Hip Hop about him not claiming her. So I'm like, yeah, it's just too much.
Too much. But hey, you know.
And he proposed. to keep you from testifying against him.
Woo.
And y'all get married.
Listen. The toxicity. That's all I'm gonna say. But you know, some
And y'all,
women stay in it.
listen, I guess more powerful. And I know they got a kid, so but still a no. But what else?
Like I said, you know, different folks, different situations, but in my mind, I can't imagine a space where I'm staying, but you know, that's just my opinions. I'm looking through our list and I feel like we hit everything. Any other hot topics?
I think that was, let me see. I think that was all.
Oh, wait. I do have one more and it just like clicked in my head. So did you see the drama with Von Miller from the NFL and his ex-girlfriend Megan Denise? Basically,
yes, I did.
Go ahead.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Oh, so I was just saying that basically the drama was she's pregnant now, and he basically wished that she would abort the baby. He wished a miscarriage on her. It was just all kinds of bad. And you literally had people, just because of what she formerly used to do. She was a stripper. Obviously she was on IG, kind of like IG model. She used to be a stripper, but he knew all that. When he picked her up, you know, he met her in the strip club and picked her up there, was in a whirlwind romance. They've been in a relationship for a couple of years now. She got all kind of tattoos, with like 4 different tattoos, big ass tattoo of his face, his name, like all kind of shit. I mean, this isn't new for those people who are trying to say that it was like a new relationship and blah blah blah. For those people who are trying to call her his side chick, no, she was his actual legit girlfriend. And I just was like, wow, the type of man to wish that is crazy to me.
Yeah, and I read some of the comments, which, you know, people like, y'all gotta choose better. And I hate that term, choose better. Be like, no, teach men to be better fucking mates. And I'm like, you cannot, you know, people like, well, if a man don't want you to have that baby, don't have it. That's a tough, you can't make that call. Like, it's at that point, it's too fucking late.
Yeah.
If you ain't want no fucking children, you ain't want no children by her, either don't have sex with her, because I'm like, that is the main reason for sex. It just so happened in a lot of cases. Well, I ain't even gonna say in a lot of cases. It just so happened to feel good, but in a lot of cases, women don't even get the end game for it. But anywho, I'm like, why y'all out here having sex and you don't want to have kids? Or why you just don't get a fucking vasectomy? You can always get it reversed.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, there's a chance with anything that it may not be reversible, but it's better than you having kids by somebody, you know, that you tied to for life, because it's not just 18 years, no matter how people want to phrase it, it's for life. You tied to that person. I don't know. I just don't understand it. And I hate when people make, you know, women 100% freaking responsible, like she laid down by herself and got a whole baby. And like she said, and I believe her, you wanted to get her pregnant. Facts. It ain't no way you was having sex unprotected, probably shooting the club up, and you ain't want her to get pregnant. It's no way possible.
Okay,
no way.
Absolutely.
Right.
It was just seeing the level, how vile those messages were, and not only that, like you said, to kind of see the amount of people in the comments who were essentially. And it goes back to, again, kind of the judgment that is placed on women and on women's shoulders, and just the how judgmental people are on women in general. Like I said, people kept throwing up what she used to do for a living, just all these things as justifications for why, you know, oh, she used to be a stripper, or she was on a, IG model, so of course she trapped him. And but what? that girl clearly didn't trap that man. And like I said, he knew what she did. Like, that's where he met her. Like, I don't, like, what do you mean? She didn't trap that man. Like, come on. And then the amount of people, that's the people who got me, is the ones who, after his mama tweeted, was like, oh, okay, so yeah, she definitely trapped because you see the mom. I said, no. How many mamas have we seen who defend their trash ass sons? Don't do that.
What's that? NBA young boy, his mama.
Constantly. Shit. So, you know what I mean? Like, that is no indication at all. At all. At all. And for women out there, I would just like y'all to know that as well, because I actually seen a couple of those tweets where people like were saying, well, if he introduced you to his mama or his friends and blah blah blah. No, sis, no, because he'll introduce his side chick to his mama and his friends, and they won't say a motherfucking thing to you. So let's not do that.
Be complicit as fuck.
Okay, let's not. That's no indication of nothing. So,
and you know, some people mamas are fucking trash. Like, no matter how you want to look at it, Miss Brother is trash. Like I would say, because my mom used to tell my brothers, don't bring no more than one around me. So don't be trying to come in and be like, Mama, this is my girlfriend, and then you want to bring somebody else because she thinks she's your girlfriend. Don't do it. So they always knew, listen, if you get somebody on the side, you better keep her that way. You can't bring her home.
Listen, telling you, child. But yeah, I just hope for her sake that all things go well. Obviously, she's decided to keep her child. I'm hoping now that she had her moment of vent that she just kind of protect her peace, protect her energy and her space, and focus on her baby and her baby's health, getting through her pregnancy healthy, and then, you know, going from there.
Yeah. Yep. Collect your coins and move on.
And move the fuck on. I mean, we saw with Future's baby mamas, right? We just saw Eliza Rain and the other one. Yeah. They linked up and took their children to Disney, where they not holding no grudges. They understand they babies share the same father, and they want them to, you know, they are siblings, to know each other. So you gotta, hey, do what you gotta do sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta fuck the baby daddy and do what you gotta do.
It's so unfortunate in that case. It's like, bro, but that's future for you. So
it makes me cringe a little bit, the amount of people who kind of defend these men in the situations. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of kind of people who will say, oh, she trapped him, she knew what she was doing, she looking for a check. But as if these men just have no responsibility or accountability for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, everything literally falls on women's shoulders.
And I mean, at this point, you got to know, it's like, hey, I'm worth, or I'm bringing in a couple million a year. Your child support bill is going to be high. They know that. They ain't no fucking fools. They know that.
Yeah.
And they still go out there and take their risk.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all be mad about their child support like you got to pay it.
Facts. Facts. That's what be getting me. I be like, some of y'all really be out here upset for Future pockets. You not in his pockets. Beyond the fuck out of me. All right, so that is it for Hot Topics. Let's go on and quickly move into our relationship portion of the show.
Yes, ma'am. All righty. I have the question this week. And I just thought it was a topic on one of the blogs. But basically, a guy tweeted, said, ladies, instead of marriage, would you sign a 4-year contract with your man and sign an extension or a new contract when it's up?
So I have some qualms about this. So on one hand, I do not disagree with the idea of marriage certificates or marriage marriage certificates having to be renewed or whatever like that, I actually feel like that could help with, messy ass divorces. If people had to, just like you renew your license, you had to go in and renew your license, which you do pay for and all of that. So them having to go in and renew that, renew their marriage license. And if at that point when they decided, if they had reached that marker where they're going in for their renewal and they decide, hey, nah, I don't want to go through this, we can end it here. And that makes it, if that made the divorce process a little bit more simpler, a little bit more easier, then I don't necessarily disagree with that. But this idea of it just being like some contract, like that shit is bugging me, because like I feel like it's almost a cop out for a lot of y'all. Like it's like y'all want, so many of y'all like down marriage and blah blah blah, but yet y'all trying to come up with all these like little scapegoats to have marriage, and but y'all don't want to put in the work. In essence, like y'all don't want the title, y'all don't want to put in the work for it. Like the shit drives me insane. So it's like, so like I'm split in the middle. Like I said, I can get the idea of like you said, having to renew your marriage license if it makes the divorce process simpler, because let's be honest, divorce is expensive, it's complicated. Sometimes in itself, that is a trap for some people. Like some people will literally just stay in hurtful situations, hurtful relationships, because they don't want to go through the divorce process. The shit's expensive. So if it made that process a little bit easier or simpler, then by all means I could get behind that. But this idea that marriage in essence is just this big ass contract, so I don't know, it just, that shit is, it gets on my nerves. What are your thoughts?
It's definitely a no for me, because I'm like, I feel like this is a basketball contract. Like, so how much am I getting paid out of this? And like you said, I feel like we try to put all these different ways around marriage other than being married.
Right.
It's like, what are you so afraid? Like, the paper is just a formality. So I don't understand, even when people like, oh, we stayed together for this certain amount of time and then we got married and we broke up. Been like, so what happened? Because the paper is just a formality. If y'all already was living together and all that, you technically was, I guess, married just without the paper. I don't know. Like, it'll be a no for me, and especially 4 years of just, oh, we have a contract. Yeah, the United States government don't respect it when it comes down to pensions, and 401k plans don't give a fuck about a contract unless it's a marriage certificate. So, yeah, it's a no for me.
Yeah.
Just for the security aspect of it all, because I think a lot of people, don't think about that. And not even just for like a wife, but even as a husband, being like, if something happened and your wife leaves and she has the income, and especially about a lot of women being breadwinners, bro, what the fuck you gonna do?
Yeah. That's, I mean, like I said, I definitely, I don't like just this notion that marriage just boils down to like it being one big contract or whatnot. But I definitely feel like we do need to come up with there has to be some resolution to making the divorce process less of a hassle on people.
Yeah.
Because that shit is a lot.
Making it less, like you said, making it less expensive. I think it's definitely like, listen, if it takes me $38 or $19 to renew my license, for driving, then let that be the same thing for marriage. And if you don't work out or whatever, I guess, like, I don't know, having a prenup for all marriages, not just ones that are like high value or high dollar. This way, I'm not gonna say high value, high dollar.
Right.
Instead of just those, but like everything. Like, so if you decide to walk away, this is what happens with the finances or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that could be smart if we start requiring, no matter the situation, you're required to have a prenup or a postnup. Maybe that could help dealing with the divorce process, dealing with some of the situation, because you'll see, because I mean we've also seen situations where people have wanted to be divorced, but the other party won't cooperate, so they're stuck in this space where they're separated for years and years and years on it. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
I mean nobody wins in those type of situations. So I don't know.
Definitely.
But definitely a good question.
Yeah.
And we we want to know what you guys think out there, so we'll be posting that up on the socials to kind of get you guys opinions, and who knows, maybe we'll share some of you guys' responses next week on the show.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So that is all we have for relationships this week. Any like new, now that we are in the new year, any like books, TV, music, anything that you kind of want to recommend, get off your chest, whatnot?
Nothing new for me. The only thing I have plans on catching is Criminal Minds. The new seasons are on Hulu. That's it.
Okay. So on my end, I'm trying to think, like, there have been some new releases for music that have came out, but I just haven't been interested in any. I know that they said Playboy Cardi just released an album, but that's not my cup of tea, so I didn't check it out. But I figured I'd mention it because I know that for some of y'all out there, that may be your cup of tea. So if it is, he released an album. Obviously, Drake's album is anticipated sometime this month. So we shall wait and see on that. Um, have a couple of shows in queue for Netflix. They're supposedly supposed to be coming out. It's a new sci-fi show. I can't remember the name of the title. I'd have to go and look at my Netflix account. But I have that. It's supposed to be coming out sometime later this month. I did check out the final season of the Sabrina show that's on Netflix. I will tell you that it wasn't great. The last couple of seasons of it hasn't been great, but you know how when you start watching something like in the beginning, it's like even though you're not interested in seeing the rest of it, you watch it anyway just because, damn it, I started it, so I'm gonna finish it.
You're committed.
So that's pretty much where I was with the Sabrina show. Like, I started it, so I just fucking finished it. It is what it is. Like, I wanted to see how it ended anyway. So, but yeah, it wasn't great. It's not great. Spoiler alert, because I'm gonna spoil it. I don't give a fuck. Spoiler alert, she dies at the end. She dies at the end, and then her boyfriend, which is again is kind of like super gross to me, but her boyfriend, then he's so depressed he commits suicide just to join her, and after, like, this shit is but anyway, nonetheless, so I finished that. My friend recommended me to watch the little Bridgerton, I think it's called Bridgerton series, by Shonda Rhimes. So my thoughts on that is, I see that it's like trending. I see everybody's been watching it. People have said it's good. I know Shonda did it, and she typically does really great shows. But my issue is that I don't really fuck with period pieces like that. So I don't know. So I may watch it, I may not. I don't know.
I said I was gonna try and give it an episode or two, so we'll see.
So if you try it first, right? Then you can tell me if it's worth the watch. But yeah. Other than that, this is gonna go ahead and lead me into the nerd moment of the week. And this week is just basically talking about the premieres that we got up and coming. You guys know I've been talking about it since the first couple of trailers have dropped. Finally, January 15th, WandaVision is coming to Disney Plus. They have confirmed that it's going to be 9 episodes in the season. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see kind of the Easter eggs that we're going to get. If that's going to be how we get our introduction to the X-Men. It's just so many things that are tied up to WandaVision that I'm just excited to see kind of span out into, the whole Marvel cinematic universe. Because obviously at this point, DC is just, when it comes to their universe, is just not hitting. Wonder Woman, yeah. It was not, it does not live up to the first one. So I don't know. I don't know where DC is gonna have to go when it comes to their movies. I don't know if they're just gonna have to all completely go the R-rated route, like they did with the Joker. Even though the Joker wasn't great either, in my opinion, but I don't know if they're gonna just have to kind of go the R-rated route in order to get people to really like fuck with the movies. They're supposedly doing that with the upcoming Suicide Squad movie. It's gonna be R-rated. I don't know. They just don't do great in the movie department. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So, but on TV, I do enjoy some of their television shows. So they do okay in the TV department. We are, speaking of that, we will January 15th as well. The second season of Batwoman is going to be premiering on the CW. So far, the people who have advanced screened the first 2 episodes, great reviews. Javicia Leslie, who has been picked to play the new Batwoman. As you guys have known, I've been ranting and raving about her. They said she is doing an incredible job picking up the mantle from Ruby Rose. They said, in all honesty, as good as she's playing the role, you'll forget that Ruby was even Batwoman from the original. I mean, from the first season. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for her. Like I said, the first Black Batwoman on television, period, depicted on TV. So just excited for her and in the great reviews for that as well. And yeah, that's it for me. And as far as the nerd moment of the week, anything else on your end, Falan DeAnn?
Nothing else for me.
All right. So then, per usual, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. First show of the new year. We're definitely going to be picking up, like we said, we're going to be sticking to our New Year's resolution, and we're going to be being more active on social, being more active on the website, have some things coming in that department as well. So just be looking out for us. You know, hopefully we're gonna get this video done. Yay. In the next couple of weeks. So just be looking out, and per usual, thank you guys so much for listening and tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your week. Good night, guys.
Good night.